Welcome. In this video, I'll give you an introduction to the overall AWS certification path, and we will deep dive into the Cloud Practitioner certification details and try to understand the requirements for this certification. So, let's start with the AWS website. Start your browser and visit aws.amazon.com. Here it is. That's your AWS home page. When you open it, it might look different because they keep changing the homepage look and design. However, you should try to find the link for Learn and then go to the Training and Certifications. The homepage for training and certifications may also look different for you, but I want you to reach the AWS certification overview page. I can reach the certification overview using the Get Certified menu on the menu bar and selecting the certification overview on this current page. Now, you can scroll down to find the available AWS certifications diagram. Here it is. And this diagram gives you an overview of the current AWS certifications. The AWS certifications are grouped into 4 categories: Foundational, Associate, Professional, and Specialty. If you are new to AWS, you should start with the Cloud Practitioner Foundational certification. Even if you are already familiar with the AWS Cloud, I recommend targeting this certification as your first AWS certification. Once you have the foundation level certification, you can move upwards to the Associate, then progress to the Professional, or directly jump to the Specialization. The choice is yours. However, the recommendation is to get the foundation, then take on the Associate level certification. Once you crack 2 certifications, you will be ready to take a Specialization or a Professional. Great. This course is all about the Cloud Practitioner Foundational certification. So, let's try to understand the detailed requirements for this certification. Scroll down to the Get Started section. You will see the certification exam guides and details. Select AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner and it will jump you to the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner's home page. Scroll down and look for the exam details. AWS certification is a 90-minute online proctored exam. They will ask you multiple choice questions and you must finish it within 90 minutes. The minimum passing score is 70% and the cost of the exam is $100. You can give this exam from the comfort of your home using your own laptop. However, they want you to attach an external USB camera to your laptop and position it in a way that the proctor can see you clearly. They will be watching you on the camera while you are appearing for the exam. You can download the exam guide from here. This small document explains the exam structure, question format, pass percentage, and other important information. You can also download some sample questions. You will also see this Prepare for Exam button. Click that. And you will land on the exam preparation page. Scroll down and expand this foundation level certification link. Great. So this is what AWS recommends you for preparing Cloud Practitioner certification. Download the exam guide and sample question paper. I already talked about these 2 documents. The next step is to take the AWS training. If you are taking this course, you do not need any other additional training. This course covers everything you need for this certification and much more beyond the certification requirement. However, if you have time, I recommend joining the AWS Cloud Practitioner Essentials digital course. This one is freely available today, and I hope it remains free when you are watching this video. Joining this digital course will at least get you some additional practice exercises for the exam. The next step is to learn more and more about cloud computing and how AWS offers you all those features and functions. They recommend you to learn those things from the AWS white papers and FAQs. However, I'll cover everything required in this course, and you do not need to worry about white papers and FAQs. The next step is to join an AWS exam readiness webinar. This is not a mandatory requirement, but they recommend you to join the next available webinar as part of your exam preparation. It is a 60 to 90 minutes of the live webinar, and I also recommend that you join one of those at your convenience. The final step is to take a practice test, or you can say a mock test. This mock test will cost you $20, but it can give you a realistic experience of the certification exam at a low cost. You should also consider taking a mock test before jumping into the actual examination. Great, that's all. So the point is straight. AWS Cloud Practitioner certification has no mandatory prerequisites. All you need is to learn the curriculum, practice for the exam, and you are ready to schedule your examination. I designed this course to learn, practice, clear the exam, and gain an excellent working knowledge of cloud computing platform and AWS Cloud. You will learn working in cloud and gain a deep understanding of the cloud concepts. If you choose to get the certification, that's an additional benefit for you. See you again. Keep learning and keep growing.